You are probably spending too much money on boring vacations to the same 3 cities everyone else visits. Most people think Nigeria is just a place for business or big cities, but they are missing out on some of the wildest adventures on the planet. In this video, I am going to show you 20 things you can do in Nigeria that will completely change how you see West Africa. We are going to go from the edge of the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the highest mountain peaks near the border of Cameroon. I want to show you the side of this country that does not make it onto the evening news very often. It is a place where you can climb through ancient caves, swim in warm springs, and see a castle built right into a mountain. Nigeria is the giant of Africa for a reason, and if you are looking for a real adventure, you have come to the right place. The energy here is different than anywhere else, and honestly, you have to be ready for anything to happen. Let us start in Lagos, because that is where your plane is probably going to land first. The very first thing you need to do is go to the Lekki Conservation Center to face your fear of heights. They have the longest canopy walkway in all of Africa, and it is dangling way above the swampy forest floor. As you walk across those swaying bridges, you will see monkeys jumping from tree to tree and birds flying right past your face. It is about 400 meters long, and let me tell you, the middle part where it gets really high will make your knees shake. After you survive the heights, you need to get on a boat and head over to Tarkwa Bay Beach. It is a small island that you can only get to by water, and it feels like a total escape from the crazy traffic of Lagos. You can rent a surfboard there and try to catch some waves, or just rent a jet ski and zip around the coast. The locals there are super friendly, and they will probably invite you to play a game of beach soccer or share some grilled fish. Once you get back to the mainland, you have to visit the Nike Art Gallery, which is owned by a legendary woman named Chief Nike. It is 4 floors of pure color and creativity, with thousands of paintings and sculptures from artists all over the country. You might even see Chief Nike herself there, wearing her famous blue headgear and teaching people how to make traditional cloth. If you want to understand the soul of Nigerian music, your next stop has to be the Calacuta Republic Museum. This was the home of Fela Kuti, the man who started Afrobeat and spent his life fighting for the people through his songs. You can see his bedroom exactly how he left it and learn about the wild history of his struggle against the government. By the time the sun goes down, you will realize that Lagos truly never sleeps, and the nightlife is something you have to see to believe. Go to Victoria Island or Ikeja and find a lounge where the music is loud and the energy is hitting the roof. People here dance with so much passion that you will find yourself moving even if you think you have no rhythm at all. Now, we need to leave the city behind and head into the hills of Ondo State to visit a place called Idanre Hills. This is one of the most beautiful places in the country, but you have to climb 682 steps to get to the top. The hills are over 800 years old, and there is an ancient village still sitting up there in the clouds. When you look down from the peak, the entire town of Idanre looks like a tiny toy, set nestled between giant green rocks. If you like history mixed with a bit of mystery, you have to visit the Osun Osogbo Sacred Grove in Osun State. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it is filled with strange and beautiful sculptures hidden in the deep forest. The river that runs through the grove is said to have healing powers, and you will see people coming there to pray to the goddess of the water. It feels very peaceful and quiet there, which is a big change from the loud streets you just left behind. Not too far away in the city of Abeokuta, you will find Olumo Rock, which was used as a fortress during tribal wars hundreds of years ago. You can take an elevator to the top if you are feeling lazy, but the real adventure is climbing the natural paths through the rocks. There are shrines built into the cracks of the stone where priestesses still live and take care of the ancient traditions. The view from the top gives you a full circle look at the old brown roofs of the city, stretching out into the distance. Now we are moving east to Anambra State to explore the Ogbunike Caves, which is a massive network of tunnels and chambers. Before you go inside, the local guides will ask you to take off your shoes as a sign of respect for the spirits of the cave. There are over 300 steps leading down to the entrance, and once you are inside, it feels like you have entered another world. You will have to crawl through some tight spaces and walk through shallow water, so do not wear your favorite clothes here. While you are in the east, you should also visit the Ingwo Pine Forest in Enugu State for a completely different vibe. It looks like something out of a movie with tall pine trees lined up perfectly and a soft carpet of needles on the ground. If you follow the trail deep into the forest, you will find a hidden limestone cave with a waterfall splashing right into the middle of it. It is the perfect place to sit down and just listen to the sound of the water echoing off the white stone walls. If you are a fan of waterfalls, you are going to love Nigeria because there are so many of them scattered across the country. One of the most famous is the Erin-Ijesha Waterfalls, which actually has 7 different levels you can climb. Most tourists only make it to the 2nd level and stop, but the real adventure is pushing all the way to the 7th. Each level looks different, and by the time you reach the top, you are actually in a different state than where you started. If you want to see something truly grand, you have to go to the Obudu Mountain Resort in Cross River State. This place is way up in the sky, and you have to take a long cable car ride to get to the very top of the plateau. The air is cold up there, and the clouds literally float through your hotel room window in the mornings. You can go horseback riding or walk across a canopy bridge that sits over a deep, foggy valley. Near the border of Cameroon, there is a place called Agbokim Waterfalls, which is known as the 7-faced waterfall. During the rainy season, you can see 7 different streams of water falling side by side, creating a massive wall of white mist. If you get there at the right time of day, the sun hits the water and creates multiple rainbows that stay there for hours. It is a bit of a journey to get there, but standing in front of that much power makes you feel very small and very alive. For the travelers who really want to get off the beaten path, you should try to find Farin-Ruwa Falls in Nasarawa State. It is one of the highest waterfalls in the country, and the water falls from such a height that it looks like white smoke. The road to get there is very rough, and you will definitely need a 4-wheel drive vehicle and a local guide who knows the way. It is not a place for soft travelers, but having that giant waterfall all to yourself is a reward you will never forget. If you are staying in the capital city of Abuja and want a quick escape, Gurara Waterfalls is only a short drive away. It is a great spot for a picnic, and during the dry season, you can actually swim in the clear pools at the bottom. The rocks around the falls are flat and perfect for sitting on while you watch the water crash down in front of you. Now we are heading north to see the wildlife and the big landscapes that make this part of the country so famous. Yankari Game Reserve is the place to go if you want to see elephants, baboons, and colorful birds in their natural home. But the best part of Yankari is actually the Wiki Warm Springs, which is a natural pool of crystal clear blue water. The water stays at exactly 31 degrees Celsius all year round, so it feels like a giant natural warm bath. Swimming in that spring while monkeys watch you from the trees is one of those moments that sticks with you forever. In Kaduna State, there is a place that looks like it belongs in Europe called Kajuru Castle. It is a medieval-style castle built by a German expatriate many years ago, and it sits right on top of a rocky mountain. It has towers, a dungeon, and a swimming pool that looks out over the vast plains of the north. You have to book the whole castle for yourself and your friends, so it is a great place for a big group adventure. As you travel through the north, you cannot miss Zuma Rock, which is a massive monolith that sits right by the main highway. It is often called the Gateway to Abuja because it is so huge you can see it from miles and miles away. If you look closely at the side of the rock, the natural lines in the stone look like a human face with eyes and a mouth. Locals have many legends about the rock, and it is even pictured on one of the Nigerian currency notes. For the hardcore hikers, Gashaka Gumti National Park is the ultimate challenge because it is the largest park in Nigeria. It is home to the highest peak in the country, Chapal Wadi, which is also known as the Mountain of Death. You can spend days trekking through the wilderness here, looking for chimpanzees and rare leopards that hide in the thick forests. It is a place where you are truly disconnected from the world, with no cell service and only the sounds of nature around you. The last big outdoor spot you need to visit is the Mambila Plateau, which is unlike anywhere else in West Africa. It is so high up that the climate is temperate, and they even grow apples and tea on the rolling green hills. The landscape looks like the countryside of Scotland or Ireland, with cows grazing on grassy slopes under a bright blue sky. It is a long drive to get there, but the peacefulness and the cool breeze make it worth every single hour of the trip. But Nigeria is not just about the places you see. It is about the things you taste and the people you meet. You have to go on a street food tour and try suya, which is spicy grilled meat that is usually sold at night by the side of the road. The meat is rubbed with a special peanut spice called yaji, and it is served with onions and tomatoes in old newspaper. And of course, you cannot leave without trying Nigerian jollof rice, which is a source of great pride and many friendly arguments. Every region has its own way of making it, but they all agree that it is better than the version they make in Ghana. To see the historical side of the country, you should visit the Badagry slave route just outside of Lagos. It is a heavy experience to walk down the path that thousands of people took before being sent across the ocean. You can see the Vlaketa slave market and the point of no return, which helps you understand the deep history of this land. If you want to see the organized chaos of Nigeria, you have to visit a massive market like Balogun in Lagos or Kurmi in Kano. These markets are like giant mazes where you can find everything from handmade textiles to bags of spicy peppers. It is loud, it is crowded, and you will have to haggle for every price, but it is the heartbeat of the Nigerian economy. Now, before you pack your bags, I have some practical tips to help you navigate your adventure without any stress. When you are moving around the cities, use ride-sharing apps like Uber or Bolt because they are safe and have fixed prices. For traveling between different regions, it is often better to take a domestic flight because the distances are very long. Make sure you always have some cash on you in the local currency, which is called the naira, because small shops do not take cards. People in Nigeria are very respectful, so a simple good morning or good afternoon goes a long way in making friends. It is also a good idea to hire a local guide when you're going to the more remote waterfalls or mountain areas. They know the best paths, they can translate the local languages, and they make sure you stay safe while you explore. Nigeria is a country that rewards the bold, and if you come here with an open mind, you will have the time of your life. It is not always the easiest place to travel, but the adventures you find here are more authentic than any tourist trap. You will see things and meet people that will stay in your heart long after you have flown back home. So, if you are tired of the same old vacations, it might be time to book a flight to the giant of Africa. Check out my next video to see the full packing list you need for a trip across West Africa.